Rumor: Hunter Schafer is being eyed as Princess Zelda in the Zelda movie. So this is something I wanted to go ahead and talk about, and I haven't really been able to just because I've been on vacation the past like week and a half, and before then I was having issues with my internet. So it was one of those things. There's a lot of things going on in the gaming world that I've pretty much just had to miss out on, being able to make videos and everything like that. But this was definitely one of the things I wanted to go back on and talk about and discuss. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but really, one of the main gripes I have about this is the fact that, they are deciding to go the live action route. Now, I did my video in regards to the voice actress that did Tifa, I believe it was. It was either Tifa or Aerith, I can't remember, in one of the Final Fantasy remakes that came out recently, where she had announced on Twitter or X that she wanted to at least audition for the role as Zelda in the live action Legend of Zelda film. So personally, I thought that she looks like she could be pretty good for the part. She has the look. She seems very like, enthusiastic about the role and everything like that. So seeing that she was wanting to do that really had me feeling like, you know what, let's give her a chance. And one of the other reasons I was kind of feeling that way was because she is a bit of a no name. I never heard of her before. I have seen that information about her wanting to do the part, and I haven't seen her in anything other than, the voice acting that she did. So, like I state in that video where I talk about her, that is one of the main things I'm kind of hoping that they decide to do with this film is go with a bunch of no names. I don't want to see a whole bunch of known actors kind of take on the role. Like I've seen, some AI artwork that people have done where they've put either like Tom Holland or Timothy Chalamet as being Link. And I personally I don't want to see that. If they are going to go this route, I'd rather see them do it with someone that nobody knows and is new, either not necessarily new, but just not someone you normally see in Hollywood, because with them deciding to go the route of live action, it really puts some difficulty in regards to the film actually being looked at as its own film without it having to have some type of big actor or big actress in the role. So when it comes down to this, this information here, one of the things that I was kind of thinking was that I don't want to see this individual come out and play as Zelda, because of the fact that more than likely what's going to be the case is that people are going to see this film as, oh, it's got a trans person that's trying to play the role of Zelda. And personally, like, no disrespect to anyone or anything like that, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, but I don't want to see a trans person playing Zelda. I want Zelda to be played by an actual woman, the same way I would want Link to be played by an actual man. Those are the characters. That's what they do in the game. That's who they are in the games. And I don't want to see that changed because of, you know what I mean, like politics and stuff like that, which is what it'll be based on at the end of the day. And one of the gripes that I heard some people making out there with the fact that this was being rumored to be, one of the members for the film, and this is probably going to be the individual that would be playing Zelda, was people were talking about how a lot of the people that were praising this and saying like, "Oh no, this is perfect casting and this will be great for the role," were people that didn't even know that Zelda isn't Link. Because there's that big room, like there's a big joke that's been going on for years that whenever people see the Legend of Zelda, they see Link and they're automatically like, oh, that's Zelda right there, because they don't really know the game and how it works and everything like that. But at the end of the day, one of the things that came out that was kind of good news, at least for someone like myself, was the fact that it does seem that this individual, Hunter Schafer, wasn't actually being eyed for the role. It was one of those things. His PR team came out and kind of put this information out there that they wanted this to be the case, and they were trying to kind of do it to kind of get some publicity and everything like that, to kind of see how it would be how it would be looked at, and kind of giving the possibility that this could make it come to fruition with them coming out with this information. But from what a lot of people have been coming out with recent information, that isn't going to be the case. This isn't an actual actor that they were going to be eyeing to play Zelda. And I'm personally happy for that, because I feel like if they decided to go that route, all it's going to do is just cause controversy for the film, and it's going to put it behind, some people that are going to be happy to see it just because of this, political statement that they're trying to make in regards to having an actor like that come and play this type of role, while others like myself would be like, you know what, that's not what we want in a Zelda, game and Zelda movie, and choosing not to see it, because at the end of the day, I don't have faith really that this is going to be a good film, mainly because of the fact that they're deciding to go the live action. I've stated it before, and I would really hope that they decided to go in the direction of, let's say, like a computer animated, the same way they did the Super Mario Brothers movie recently, or even better, do it in the same style of like an anime, like Studio Ghibli, because there is that, I think it's like a fan made anime style Zelda. I don't know if it's like a film or if like a little short of Ocarina of Time that they had done. And I would really like to see something in that regard. When it comes down to them doing it live action, I feel like it's just it loses so much potential for it to be greater than what it is, because Legend of Zelda, in my opinion, isn't really meant to be live action. You know, there's too many fantastical elements to it and too much stuff like creatures and bosses, monsters, stuff like that that you're going to have to try to incorporate into a live action setting. And the only way that that's really going to be done with today's films and everything like that would be CGI. You know what I mean? Let's face it, because at the end of the day, they're not going to do anything with like practical effects. Even though that if they decided to go more of a practical effect look, it'll probably give this movie potential to actually be something greater in the long run. But at the end of the day, there's just too much stuff that has to be done. Like again, as far as like fantastical elements, when it comes down to the monsters that Link will be fighting, the weapons that he's going to be using, the different elements of like, power settings and stuff like that. Like when you see the Great Fairy, the fact that Link's sword is going to be able to kind of light up as he does the spin attack and stuff like that. And I just don't think it's going to translate well to live action. I could be completely wrong in that regard, and I'm really hoping that they, Nintendo does their best, because it does seem like they are going to try to make it so that this is something that a lot of people can enjoy. And being how protective that they are in regards to their IPs, I'm really hoping that they do go a route where they are trying to make it so that it does, really showcase what the games are about and really just bring that to light so that fans that have been, of this franchise for years will be able to be satisfied with what they see, as well as the fact that, hopefully new fans will be able to watch the film and enjoy it to the point where it'll make them want to go and play the games and actually kind of gain some love and appreciation for the games like us old school fans have. Now, I don't know exactly what the future is going to entail for this, you know what I mean, in regards to how this is going to turn out, but I'm really hoping that this film ends up being something really great. Do I believe that's going to be the case? Not necessarily, mainly just because, with a lot of the writers nowadays in Hollywood and the direction that a lot of these individuals take, there's not really a whole bunch of faith that I can kind of have in them, because a lot of the writers, they're not really that great. They have to put some type of politics, it feels like, in Hollywood films nowadays constantly, which is really annoying. And they just can't let a film be really based on what the source material is. Like they have to try to go in and change it somehow to make it, in their opinion, better, what in our opinion make it worse. So who knows what direction it's gonna go in as far as how this film's gonna be once it does come out. I'm really hoping that it is great and it is something to really love and appreciate, but only time will tell in that regard. So when it comes down to these rumors and when it comes down to this franchise, I just want to see the best for it, as much as that can be, possibly be the case. Will that actually happen? I'm not too sure, but fingers crossed, and can just hope for the, like, prepare for the worst but hope for the best kind of a thing is how I'm looking at it. So yeah, I'm really glad that this turns out to not be the case, that this individual here is not going to be playing Zelda, because I don't want to see that in my Zelda films. So only time will tell. Hopefully it'll be something good, and just really hoping that it's something that a lot of people can love and appreciate once it's all said and done. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How did you guys feel about the rumors that this individual here was going to be playing Zelda? Were you guys kind of upset and not wanting to see that be the case like myself, or were you is this something that you were actually hoping for? Or did you like is there any fans out there that don't want to see this as a live action like myself and would have preferred to kind of see it in a some type of animated form, whether again that was computer animated or in like an anime style or just like the kind of drawn style kind of a thing. So if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this song, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, just quick FYI, I am going to try getting into getting back into the grind of doing the videos and everything like that, because it is one of those things I know I have been kind of MIA for a bit, but I am gonna try to do my best to kind of keep some videos coming out. I'm probably gonna have to cut it back just a little bit. I usually would try to do at least like 1 to 3 videos a day, kind of a thing. But with I got a lot of personal stuff going on at the moment, so chances are I am gonna have to probably break it down to about a video a day, if that, for the next couple weeks at least, maybe a few months. But we'll see. Only time will tell in that regard as well. But yeah, if you guys are still watching, still keeping my videos in your guys' algorithm and anything like that, I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.